Welcome in, Cowboys Nation, to Cowboy Game Day Live, the halftime show. We're live here at Canvas Sports and Social, where the Cowboys trail 24-17 as this game. I'm sorry, 24-7. I wish it was 17.
I looked up like, wait.
You know that? They get 10 points that fast.
You know that Mark episode where he like, I was looking like, wait,
where them 10 points come from?
Like,
from the Himalayas?
He said, I was like, hold on, nigga. I mean, did I miss something?
Let's go! Finally got Jesse Johnson. How many people in here? We got people in here. And they in here now, baby.
My bad.
I got the button. I got the button. Oh, see, they know I done slipped up many times on my show, so it's nothing. But they're here, Jesse. Oh, Jesse been slipping up like Andrew Booth been slipping out there on that field. I tell you that.
Stay deep in the deepest, Andrew.
Cowboys trail 24-7.
They're trying to gain yards, Andrew. Stay deeper than the deepest, Andrew. Don't let nobody run behind you.
Can you tell we at the end of the season, man?
Let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer. We're passing. Hold on, man. I thought you were going to say something else there. Oh, man. How y'all doing out here on this 24/7 halftime show where the Cowboys defense tried their best, but Andrew Booth, who we all, for the whole season been saying he need to stay in the booth.
Yeah.
They brought him about the booth, and he been getting cooked. Yeah. They need to rush him back to the booth, and they need to put Rush in the booth because Cooper Rush on the other side, a couple bad interceptions, and the offense can't find anything here. And here we're sitting at 24/7, bro.
Yeah, we said it in the pregame show. You talked about Deron Bland is there and Jordan Lewis there, but on the other side, it's the mouse in the house. And if you're worth anything as a quarterback, if you're worth anything as an offensive coordinator, you look up and you go, hey, we're going to set this up to win number 25 has to cover one of our guys.
And that's what's been happening because they're following Bland.
Right. Yeah. And A.J. Brown. So we're like, oh, okay. And I think sometimes we forget because there's so much praise and adoration put on for A.J. Brown that you forget that Devontae Smith.
He like that.
Is really like that. Might be pound for pound a better route runner than A.J. Brown. Yeah, of course, not the size is not there. The athleticism may not be there, and the physical sheer power may not be there. But when it comes down to just sheer being able to run a route, I mean, that's what Devontae Smith does. And so if you line him up against your seventh best corner,
I don't even know where he ranks.
Yeah. It might be even with Kenny Two Gloves back there, a guy that's running wide open, he can hit him.
I think they have to make a change. I think you have to put Mukuamu
on
Smith. I mean, you got to try something, right?
I guess.
Or how about this? You got to go, hey, look, I know you a slot corner, but we need you, J. Lou.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's the best. That might be the best.
Move J. Lou out there, put McCormick in the slot, and let him do. Because the Eagles' slot receivers are mostly the tight ends or big guys, and that's where McCormick can have success. Although, was it Calcaterra had a nice catch, but we talked about it. That just was a better throw. I mean, you can't do nothing about that.
Scramble drill. I mean, you were in phase. You were playing good coverage. He breaks up for the scramble drill. He tosses one up there, and he has to tip it to himself. That's one of you goes, I tip my cap to you. You made it. I was in great position. He just made a better throw, and you made an even better catch.
And they got to do something because they're having decent success against Saquon Barkley. He has 40 yards and 13 carries for 40 yards, 3.1 yards per carry. That's a good day, for the defense. That's a good day you're having against Saquon, and he hasn't broke one wide open just quite yet.
In 2 games, Cowboys versus Eagles, Saquon only has 100 yards. 60 in the last game. In 6 quarters, he's had 100 total yards. You'll take that
all day.
You'll take that all day, twice on Sunday against the best running back in football right now. So you've done your job with shutting down Saquon. The problem is you turn the ball over.
The problem is, that part right there, the Cowboys can't. They literally gave him 7 points.
Yep.
It could be 17-7, but they gave him the pick 6 after an opening drive where we were talking about, hey, the first 15 is important. How is Mike McCarthy going to come out, move the pocket a little bit, quick throws? Cooper Rush was getting the ball out. out, making some good passes, and then the pick six happened where he's done this all half, and really his whole career. People often talk about, reading defenses. I don't think Cooper Rush does that. Cooper Rush drops back. He has his sight set on a guy. He's going there. And if it's not there, it's usually he's dumping it off.
Yeah.
And multiple times today, we've seen him just go to the first guy, and we're like, ooh, Jake Ferguson's wide open. Oh, Jonathan Mingo or Jonathan Turpin, whoever it may be. And it's either been an interception or miscommunication. Jonathan Mingo had a nice route, beat my man off the line of scrimmage. That's a touchdown pass. If you put that ball out front, it's a touchdown pass. But I don't know why they keep trying for these shot passes with Cooper Rush, where 99% of the times these are 50-50 jump balls or underthrown balls. I feel like he has to come back, because you said this before with Cooper Rush. Sometimes he feel himself. Yeah. And he feel like, hey, I can make all these throws. No. Let's reel that thing back in a little bit, man, and get the ball out quick, 5-10 yards, and let's kind of march down this field. The 2 interceptions he's had have been direct, straight reads or trying to throw the ball deep down the field. Then he obviously missed Mingo. So he's kind of playing outside of himself right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that freedom of playing with nothing to lose and maybe getting away from him a little bit. I love the approach that they had last week where they were taking the short routes, giving the ball to playmakers right away. When he starts getting into this thing where he's trying to read through stuff and go, deep down the field, you don't have the quarterback proof guy out there anymore. Okay, when CD's not out there, you don't have a guy that runs wide open, and even when you throw the ball late and behind and slow and high and all the stuff that you want to make the play. When you have guys open, you got to be able to deliver the football, and Cooper Rush right now hasn't been able to do that at regularity today. And the one thing that this Eagles defense has been sitting on, they were able to hit him early on, but when you go back and watch this, especially in this first half, they're waiting on the slant routes. They are waiting and sitting and jumping those slant routes. Even when you look at the pick six, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he let the tight end went by his face first. He just passed him off to the linebacker and came right back to that slant route that Cooks was running, and he stepped right in front of it for a pick six. On the early play, the one to Brandon Cooks on the right sideline, he was wide open. You see Darius Slade playing off coverage, looking inside, and he's thinking he's counting the steps, and he's like, oh, here comes a slant. He's lined up two yards outside the numbers. They run slants from this formation with guys like this, and he went to bite on the slant, and then he took it upfield, so he had to kind of baseball turn, and when he baseball turned, he was going to like, oh, I'm beat over the top, and that's why Brandon Cooks looked so wide open on that out route, because they're all sitting on that slant route, because that has been a staple in the West Coast offense under Mike McCarthy. And now when you look at what Cooper Rush did last week, just getting the ball out quick, delivering the ball quick, those slant routes, those hitches were the ones that were in play, and they are trying to jump those routes.
I think they have points off of all 3 turnovers, the 2 interceptions, and then Jake Ferguson trying to make a play upfield, gets the ball knocked out. That's another fumble. I think he had a fumble against Philly earlier in the season. Or did he miss that game? Might have missed that game. Yeah, he missed that game. But he did fumble the rock earlier in the season too. So it's another fumble here. They recovered it, and I want to say they scored on all 3 of those possessions. So the defense, we say this all the time, especially given what you're facing on the injuries, they're not a shutdown, hold you to 10, 12 points defense. Right. Eventually, you're going to see teams get stuff going, so you need your offense to help you out. And what started off, we say this all the time, Jesse. All right, Rico Dowdle got 11 carries for 40 yards and 50 yards. He did have 11 carries, I think, in the first quarter and some change. 12 carries. Yeah. 43 yards. They're sitting on, I'm talking about sitting on the slants, they're sitting on Rico. And if now with the game kind of out of hand to the point where you got to throw, you don't have that luxury to lean on Rico anymore. So now I think Vic Fangio is going to turn it up on that back end, and you got to protect the ball if they're going to have any chance of coming back. The defense is going to try to pressure Pickett. They're going to try to contain and things like that. They may even give the offense a chance, right? I think a turnover could happen for the Eagles because he's been flirting with it. But the offense has to deliver something outside of one touchdown drive.
Any other offensive coordinator in the league just about, and I would tell you no. Because I would say any other coordinator in the league that comes out of halftime that is up 24-7 would say to you, I don't believe that their offense can score enough points. Their offense can score 17 points in this half with no CeeDee Lamb against my defense. I'm just going to run the football and take the air out of the game. I have the best offensive line. I have the best running back in the league. 30 31 other offensive coordinators, I would say absolutely that would be the game plan. And nope, the turnover won't happen in the second half.
It's a different offensive coordinator.
But it's Kellen Moore. And if anybody glitches and anybody does some of the dumbest things that can possibly be done from the offensive coordinator position, it is one Kellen DeMontre Moore. He'll be the one that'll try to come out and throw the ball another 15, 20 times in the second half. And to your point, Maris Lewifau almost. I mean, not almost. He got the strip sack.
He got the strip.
It just so happened that it bounces right back up in the stomach of Saquon Barkley. But that type of stuff can happen in the second half because Kellen Moore is not a guy who's smart enough to know, hey, I got the best running back in the game. I'm going to give it to him until he throws up, and we're going to just salt this game away and get the hell up out of here. He'll be the one that tries this, and it's a sack, fumble for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown, because you flirt around out there with those out routes and you throw it inside, Deron Bland will get you.
Yeah. Deron
Bland will get you and take it to the house.
And Kenny Pickett's been behind a little bit.
He's been, like you said, he's been flirting. He's flirting with that, with the possibility of doing so. So any other OC, I'll be like, oh no, that's out of the possibility. But for Kellen Moore, it's right in the wheelhouse of what he'll do in the second half.
You have to wonder if Nick Sirianni will reel him in then, because there was earlier.
I mean, he ain't the brightest bulb in the box either.
But Nick Sirianni is the one that wants to run.
Yeah.
Kellen's the one that wants to throw it up all over the park. So I wonder if Nick gonna pull. Hey, come here, bro. Look, you see that score?
Show me the run section of your play.
Yes.
All right, this section right here, you stay right here.
Stay right here.
You stay right here.
4 and 5.
4 and 5. Yeah. Don't turn the play. Don't turn it over.
Don't go here.
What if it's 3rd and 20?
Run.
Right here. You stay right here. We'll punt it.
Yep.
Okay. Stay right here. We want to, like I said, we want to end each drive with a kick, a punt, a field goal, or extra point. That's how you want to end the rest of these drives going forward. You stay right here in this run it box. I don't care if it's Gainwell or if it's Saquon or whoever the hell you want to run the ball with. That's what you do.
The trend seems to continue for the Cowboys pass game, though. We always come here and say, all right, we got one receiver who was getting targets and receptions. How many other guys are getting? One other receiver has more than one reception, and it's Jalen Tolbert with 2. This was my thing coming into the game, right? I was like, look, when you had Lamb, it's spam Lamb, but the issue to that is no one else is really getting involved. So what happens when you don't got Lamb? Who's the guy that they target and try to spam? Right now, it's Brandon Cooks, 8 targets, but only 4 receptions for 52 yards, no touchdowns, and he had that early 22-yard game. Yeah. So I wonder, and after that, Jonathan Mingo, 1 reception. Brooks, 1 reception. Tolbert, 2 receptions. Now, the touchdown, though. That's the big one, right?
Yep.
The touchdown, 11 yards. And that's it for the receiver purposes. Kevontae Turpin, 0 receptions, right? So somehow, some way, I think McCarthy has to go in and say, we got to figure out how to get Turp the ball on the move. I don't know if Flournoy's even involved. It's Mingo right now. They're trying to get. He got 2 targets, and maybe Brandon Cooks deep down, but we can't get the ball deep. So they're in the pickle. As I said to my guy Pat before, we got kickoff here. We'll talk to you guys in the post game show and see what happens as the Eagles get the.